On this episode of Daws Custom, we resurrect the Miniquad for the perfect snowstorm. Hit it, Trey! What's up, guys? I want to show you how I got to that point because I just pulled this motor off of my race mower that I built a long time ago when I was in high school, which was probably 4 or 5 years ago now. But we're going to use the motor off of it. Got a fuel pump. We're going to have to change all the lines on it because they're dry rotted. The rats have eaten through the line. So we're going to go ahead and tear this down and clean it up really good and show you how we're going to get to that point when we're riding. But I have to make a mount for the Miniquad so I can mount this motor on. It was originally set up for electric, and it was great when it worked, but it quit working, and I think I ended up burning my battery up. The battery was really expensive, so I'm not going to try to replace that right now. So we're going to make it gasoline friendly. The heck with the electric stuff, but we got to put a brake rotor on that so we can stop. But we're going to go ahead and tear this down. We're probably going to have to go get some fuel line. I'm going to try to get this started today for you guys. But this is day one. So what I'm doing, I have like 5 days to get this thing ready. It's supposed to snow. Today is the 18th, so Christmas is next weekend. And we're supposed to be having snow, supposedly. But you know how that goes. The weatherman always tells you something different every other day. But we'll see where we get with it. We might not make it. It might not even snow, so we might not get to do the video. We're going to go ride in the snow. If you've seen in my previous, some of my videos, you've seen sneak peeks of the Miniquad. And it was really fun. So I hope this gas motor is just as fun as the electric stuff was. Carburetor. We'll have to clean that thing up. It's filthy. Damn it, Bobby. So I don't think there's much to these carburetors. I've never had one apart, so I don't know. We're gonna pull this thing apart and just kind of see what's inside, see if there's any dirt. I never really tried to chase down why this thing wouldn't work. the right size. Nope, not the right size. There's the fuel float. It looks really clean in here. Just gonna spray this out real quick. Just make sure there's nothing stopped up. Oh, burns. Alrighty then, now we're going to just put it back together. Hopefully none of the gaskets leak. Hopefully I'll put that back together because the fuel's not going to be right if I did not, but I think it only goes back one way. So in that case, we're ready to put this bad boy back on to the motor. Now if I can remember how this goes on. Sit this in the floor. We're gonna check out this fuel pump and make sure that there's no wasp nest built up in it, something like that nature. Might have to put it in the vise. Okay, after I just smashed my hand, I got the fuel pump apart. I just finally figured out how to put the springs back in it, so we're going to slowly pull this apart. And you can see there's dirt all inside of this thing, so good thing is I pull it apart, spray it out real good. And then we'll slap it back together and we'll be good to go if I can put it back together. Ooh, there's double springs it looks like. Rat poop on the table. Okay, let's see if we can figure out how this goes back together now. This goes like this. Screws and nuts back in here, maybe. Hope that wasn't in front of the camera the whole entire time. Okay, now we're gonna wipe that off with some Armor All so it'll be shiny again. Okay, well, it's kind of shiny again, but that'll be good enough to stick it on the motor. Now, hopefully this fuel pump is correct and is going to run whenever I put it back. Whenever I hook the fuel lines up, let's hope it works. Okay, now we can get some vacuum and fuel line, and should be able to try and start this thing actually. So let's run to the store real quick and we'll get some fuel line. Okay, we're back. We got the motor mounted to the table. First we're going to hook up the fuel line and get some fuel in here. I got to clean this nasty tank up. It's sitting on the shelf for I don't know how long. I don't know if it's going to go on the valve cover or not. So I don't think this is going to be long enough for the actual Miniquad, but it'll do for this. Okay, I got the gas. I'm going to walk out here and rinse this thing out. And then I got to find a hose clamp. And when I find a hose clamp, then we're going to fire up after I put my exhaust on. We're only going to try to get it to hit. We're not going to let it sit here and run. Just want to make sure that it's going to start. Yeah, that helps if it's turned on. Oh, and if the spark plug's on. Can't go wrong. the biggest thing we wanted to do is get it to fire. I'm probably going to mess with it here and see if I can get it running. But that was the main thing that we want to do. Now we can work toward getting this thing mounted on there and get it to where it operates. So we're still going to have to make a header. I'm not going to use that butchery. That was some stuff I fabricated long ago. I don't know how well you can see that, but this thing is hideous. Yeah, that's all I was trying to do is get it to fire. So tomorrow we'll probably work on the brake thing. But that's the end for day one. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Well, would you look at that? We're back in the Arctic. We did a slight change. We're going to record from the garage now. But today we're going to start with the motor mount. I picked up some metal today. This is going to be our mounting plate. I got to cut this off and then put some drill and slot in here so we can adjust the motor from front to back. And then I'm going to have to cut out some of this old stuff from the original electric scooter. Once I get that cut out, this will be ready to put in. My welder is not quite ready yet, so we're going to probably wait until tomorrow. This is day 2 to do the welding. But we got plenty to do. I got to pull this back axle out and move the sprocket around. I got to put, wherever I do with that, I got to put the brake rotor on. But we got to put the rotor on there, and then we can put the axle back in. Then last night I ordered a throttle and throttle cable, so that'll be all brand new. It was like $10 on Amazon. But we're going to go next door now and drill and slot this plate so we can mount the motor. So to the garage. All right, pretty much all we're going to do, we're going to drill holes and then connect them with the grinder or plasma cutter if you have a plasma cutter, but I don't have one right now. So we're just going to connect the 2 hoses, and then that way it will be a slot, and that way we can move the motor back and forth to tighten and loosen the chain. Alright, so first what I did, one of them I got a little off, but I think it'll be fine. I drilled smaller hose to start with, and then I'll go up in bigger size as I go to the next size up to get it to the 9/16 that I need. And then I'll just take the grinder and connect the hose, and then it'll be slotted. And I'll just have to cut this back piece off of there and get rid of there, and then it should be ready to weld on. Let's try to find another drill bit. Okay, we got it slotted now. We're gonna have to clean it up with a file. It's got some jagged edges, but didn't turn out too bad. I checked it with the motor itself, and everything fit fine. So I'm going to go over to the Miniquad and start cutting all the extra junk off we don't need, and then the mounting bracket will be ready to go on. Well, we had a slight gas leak, so I'm gonna not do any grinding at the moment. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch over. I'm gonna pull this rear axle out and move the sprocket and put the caliper on, or the rotor on. Once I get that on, I'm gonna put the axle back in, and that's probably gonna be just about it for today. I'm gonna take the motor mount bracket with me and get that all deburred tomorrow, and then I'll be ready to weld that on tomorrow and get the motor mounted. Alright guys, that is it for today. Tomorrow we're going to start on this, my jagged edges, so I don't cut my finger off. But then we're going to come back down, mount this bad boy on. Then the motor should be kind of ready to mock up and put on. Possibly could drive it, but we're probably not. But Wednesday my throttle cable will be here. But tomorrow we're going to work on that. That'll be a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys tomorrow. What's up guys, day 3. We are going out here to get the motor mount plate out of my truck that we fabricated last night. Then I'm gonna go out here to the garage and get it all deburred, and then we're gonna head down to the garage and try to get something done tonight. Haven't got much done tonight. I had to do a couple other things first, but we're gonna get this thing deburred. And I got a piece of fuel line, so I should be able to fix that. Hopefully the fuel line's gonna fit on there now and not leak. So we will get this thing out, get it deburred, and then we'll be heading to the garage. All right, so we have a slight change of plans. I have a problem with my welder. I'm borrowing it from a guy, and there's something a little wrong with it. So I'm gonna have to get that fixed before I can even use it. So we get to load everything back up. Once I get all my pieces of metal cut out, we get to load back up and head back over to town to use my brother's welder whenever he gets finished tonight. So we're gonna go ahead and get everything made, and then that way we'll go over there, get everything welded on, and then we should be good to go. It's gonna be a late night, so let's go ahead and get started. Alright, we're just going to make a little bitty straight across bracket, and then we're going to weld on to the frame of the mini bike frame. Nothing too fancy. We'll just make this bar go straight up screw into. So we're just going to drill one hole for it and drill into it. Also, if anybody wants to go on my GoFundMe page and buy me a vise. Now we're going to drill a hole right there in the middle. Oh yeah, brother. It's like I made it for it. Alright, let's go check it out. Okay. Oh, well, would you look at that? It's kind of like I knew what I was doing. Custom fit. Alright, now next thing we're going to do, we're going to come back to here. We're going to make some kind of bracket for the caliper to mount on. So I'm going to try to scoot this over real quick, and then we can start working on that thing. Alright, so I got the rotor moved over. I had to flip around the brake line upside down, kind of sort of, so I can mount it to this side. But this is going to take some fabricating, so I'm just going to cut forward and show you guys at the end what I got. Alright, not too bad for a 10-second job. Now we're gonna load all of our stuff up and head back over there. The bracket turned out pretty good. We're going to, we won't really know until we weld it on, but everything seemed to be okay. Actually, now that I think of it, I need to cut part of this off, so I'm gonna do that real quick. And then we're gonna load this up and we'll be out of here. Whoa, would you look at that? Back where we started. All right, so I got everything here. Got the scooter up on the table. I'm just gonna start going at it and let you guys watch. I'm gonna start with the motor and get it all mocked up on here, and then I'm gonna probably go to the gas tank and then to the brake. Be the last thing I do, and then that's gonna be it because it is 15 minutes till 11, and I have to go to work tomorrow, and I have to be up at 5:30. So it's gonna come early. So let's hurry along. Just like that, we're done. Not too bad. The bracket didn't turn out too bad. It looks pretty good. Not gonna get too close so you don't see my welds. But everything should be ready to mount on now. But the Miniquad should be really close to being done. I think it turned out pretty well. Alright guys, that's going to be it for day 3. I think it's day 3. But good news is the forecast is calling for snow. It's going to be here Thursday night into Friday. And I only work part of the day Friday. So, when we get this thing finished, we'll be doing some good video. But regardless if it snows or not, like they're talking about, we're going to have this finished and we'll do some kind of ride. I don't know what it is going to be exactly yet. I got a special guest coming in, and we will be back Friday whether snow or shine. But that is it for day 3. We're out of here. What's up guys? You know what time it is. It is crunch time. We did get something done earlier today. I got a header made for my motor, so that's all done. I don't have to worry about that. I had a guy bend it up today while I was at work. It's nothing fancy. It's just gonna go straight out of the back. Hopefully I don't burn my leg on it. It's just a piece of black iron pipe. I welded it on to a flange I had, and that's all the exhaust is gonna be. And it'll be ready to go on to the Miniquad. We need to get it running tonight so I can fine tune it tomorrow, and hopefully maybe find some treaded tires because these don't do very well in the snow. So we're gonna put y'all over here on the tripod and get after it. All right, first thing we're gonna do is to get this bad boy put on. Because without this, we can't go anywhere. do have a throttle cable now. So we're gonna go ahead and hook that up next. I'm gonna put the bad boy right here as soon as I find it. Bam, look at that. Handle grip. Let's see. We gotta build this thing. What the heck? I paid for it. It should be already together. It's ridiculous. So we had to end up to get this screw out. We had to cut a slot in it and then put a flat-headed screwdriver in it, and finally got it out. I thought I was gonna round off the top of it. I can't find what I did with the screw. I literally just had it, but I was gonna show you guys what I did. But luckily it come out. So we got the throttle cable hooked up now. So we got throttle. Next thing I'm gonna do, I forgot, I gotta flip this sprocket around. I gotta just take it off and then flip it around and put it back on. And then I gotta hook up the chain, and she should be ready to fire up and try to drive it. Guys, well, unfortunately, I believe this idle screw has been broke off, and I think that's why the race mower wouldn't run right last time I messed with it. So tomorrow we're gonna be on the hunt for a carburetor. I don't know for sure if I can get one. I got a couple guys I'm gonna get a hold of. One of them I got a hold of tonight, but we're gonna be on the search for this. And unfortunately, if we don't find a carburetor, we're probably going to be doing an engine swap tomorrow. But it should bolt right up. I don't think I'll have any problems mounting it on. But I don't really want to do that, and I hope I don't have to do that. I hope I can get a carburetor and it be fixed and be done, and that way we can get this thing finished. But everything else is good for now. I got the chain fixed, I got the brakes on, got the brakes bled, all the fuel lines on. So hopefully we just have to add a carburetor tomorrow and we'll be done with it. But we'll see what is in store for us tomorrow. We have to get it done tomorrow. Tomorrow is the day it has to be done. So we'll see how it goes tomorrow. Check us out tomorrow. Alright guys, we got our new carburetor. It's just like our other one, except there's no idle screw, so I don't know if the carburetor's just all clogged up. But we're going to try to just go ahead and swap it out all together, and that way we know everything's good if it runs. If not, we might be going to get another motor. So hopefully we figure something out here in the next few minutes, because the snow is really close. So let's go ahead and get started on this thing. Let's hope this isn't disappointing. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and just go pick up the other motor so I have it if I need it. If I end up don't need it, I'll just take it back. I mean, you see we got it running sort of. It just doesn't want to idle. I don't know if the gaskets are leaking. I might try to make another set of gaskets for it. But we're just going to go ahead and go pick up that. We'll be back here shortly.
A few moments later.
Well, unfortunately, it looks like we're going to have to do an engine swap. It just doesn't want to idle, and we're at the point now we've run out of time, and we're going to engine swap it with this brand new crate motor from Harbor Freight. This is a 212 Honda Predator. Probably most of y'all have seen these. They're great motors when they run, but unfortunately I don't know what has happened to the one on the Miniquad. But hopefully this one works, because we definitely are needing this one to work. So let's get started on this engine swap. Whoever has the best lap time wins, because it's like 4 degrees and we're ready to go get warm and eat some food. So let's get after it. In 3, 2, 1, go! that is it. We're froze. So we're gonna give you the lap times. Trey had 57 seconds, and I had 1 minute and 4 seconds. But he had way more laps than me because I kept breaking it, so that's why he beat me.
He just don't know how to drive.
But yeah, the Miniquad definitely needs some work. It keeps throwing the chain off for some reason. But we were able to do our 6 laps. That's going to be it for this episode. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed us freezing to death. See you guys next time. See, Trey broke the Miniquad, so now he's going to have to push it back home since he broke it. And I'm going to ride back in my warm truck. I'll see you at the house, Trey.